Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube fam? This is Sammy Leggy here representing TeamJVS. I'm back here again for another movie review. This is a huge honor that I would be able to early screen this film. And I'm talking about My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission. Now, World Heroes Mission is, I didn't know whether or not it was kind of like The Heroes Rising, where it was kind of like midway point and then kind of moving forward. I ended up going and blowing through all of season 5, and I think that it would service you better. I'll just use that as a disclaimer right now. Go ahead and finish all of season 5 and then progress to this film, because some of the attributes for a lot of the heroes, like Deku, specifically Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki, just their progression as evolved characters and their connection with the other heroes and who they're working with and, you know, their work study situation, all of that is factored into season 5. So I think it plays a big role. Now, Tomura Shigaraki, that whole arc in and of itself is a big cement for season 5. But it doesn't have any, you know, it doesn't pull left or right in terms of this third film. So just know that ahead of time before you're going into this. Now, what did I think about this film? Because the last 2 films have, like, I mean, in terms of the action alone, have been some of the most insane anime movie moments that I've seen in quite some time. And does this one live up to the hype? Yes, it does. I'll say that off rip. The thing about this film is that this is putting the heroes in a very interesting situation. Whereas, I mean, yeah, in the first movie, yeah, they went to America for a period of time. But with this one, they're going to different places around the world. All the heroes are separated. Like, they're not working as a function team. Like, they're working as what they're going to eventually be as an adults, which is working to their own respective factions, working on separate things, but still as a collective working together and rallying behind a specific cause. Now, the thing about this one is that you got a very interesting new character in this one, in Rhodey. Rhodey is, I would say, a thief, but he's kind of like just put in the wrong case, wrong situation at the wrong time. He's kind of sporting his little red goggles, got a little hair to the side, and sporting a little bird. And he's got like 2 young people that he's taking care of. Now, I don't want to spoil anything about him, but him as a character is very fascinating to this, because Midoriya very early on, you know, is an altercation that kind of happens, and it's a chase sequence, and they're trying to go and figure out who stole what. And of course, they're entangled. And I was kind of like off rip. I was like, oh, he's actually really good. Rhodey can escape Midoriya. Midoriya, like, he's quick. He doesn't give up, you know, and like this guy, he was hitting him tit for tat. And then that chase sequence was really interesting, but it paved a very interesting cement to me that, okay, he's going to be a very pivotal part of this moving forward. I just didn't know in what capacity. And I would say that him as a new character, they used him very well. They used him very well. I have some other things I want to comment on the back half of it, but just him as a new character, I was like, oh, shoot, is he a part of the manga? Like, from my understanding, he is very new to the whole entire franchise. So for better or for worse, wherever it lands, he is very good in this film. Now, as far as Midoriya, as far as Bakugo, and as far as Todoroki, what did I think about them? Because they put them at the face. I mean, the very first scene you see them the new outfit. That the outfit don't hold on to that, because it's kind of fleeting. Not that they're not in the new outfit, but the whole purpose and the kind of setup and the build for that, it kind of happens really quickly, you know. And so don't hold on to that. But their usage and them as heroes and their powers, they as a team, bruh, like, I was kind of like, man, who can really go up against them all 3 working together? Because at this point in time in the series, they're effectively friends, but they're effectively very good as a unit. And so I've been waiting for this for a very long time. Like, this is season 1, since their original trials and trainings. But it's kind of like they're all on different levels. And it's kind of like them as class A, 1A, they're the elite, you know, in terms of students. And the way the world is right now, specifically with this, where you have this cult terrorist group that believes and perceives that quirks are something of an abomination that needs to be kind of weeded out. And so what they're doing, like, the thing about this one tonally that sets this one apart from the other 2 is, yeah, the other 2, it felt like the stakes were really high because of the superhero element. But this one felt like real terrorism. Like there were people dying all over the place. And the interesting thing, even in the back half of the 5th season, like some of the things they did with the villains, like there was a lot of death. And like this one it does not shy away from it. Like there's a lot of bodies that go with this one. And I think that adds to the stress and the pain and you rallying behind, Deku. You rallying behind what he's trying to do, because Deku, for the very first time in the series, he's put into a very bad situation. And I'm not just talking about like his life in jeopardy, but his name. And I think that that's one thing that was very fascinating, because he's a fish out of water. Like he's in a different country and, people don't know what he's doing. And I knew early on, I was kind of like, well, Deku, you gotta be really careful. Like, what are you doing? And I just loved that fish out of water situation, because what it did, it separated him from being just a hero, and it turned him to being a great human being, which he always inherently is. Because the guy that he's working with, Rhodey, he's jaded to all heroes. He's jaded to all people and perceives people that they're gonna always go under their own self-interest. And to run into somebody like Deku, their relationship and cohesive like tension and back and forth is a part of the big meat of the second half. Like if you don't get sold on that, you cannot get sold on the importance of the very last few scenes in this film. The animation style is still great. I do think that some of the styles and things that they did specifically in this one from beginning to end, I think that a lot of the shading, a lot of the open area shots, I think were a little bit more interesting, and it felt like more organic in this one than it did in this film right here. But I would say that a lot of the camera movements, a lot of the attacks, a lot of the, like just the amount of raw action that's actually happening, you can see it all. Like it's never a moment where you're not seeing what's happening. And I think that tension is very fascinating, to the point where I got down to the very wire and I was just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? What's going on? What's happening? And I love that. And I think that is one thing about My Hero Academia, is as much as you're kind of like, you heard those very first words, from Deku, that this is my story about being the greatest superhero or greatest hero. Like, it doesn't lose the fact of reality that lives are going to be lost. Like, things are going to happen, and he's not always going to win. And also his body. Like, the thing about this one also is that some people take some really bad hits in this one. And I knew, like, at the end of season 4, like, what happened to Endeavor, I was kind of like, oh, man, shoot, at this point, anything can happen. And I love how they wear their scars with honor. Like, they wear, the things that happen to them, to just keep moving forward. In terms of film, though, what do I think about rating for this one? I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. I think it was very entertaining. I rallied behind, again, the emotional resonance between Rhodey and Deku. I love what they did with using somebody like Todoroki and Bakugo together with Deku. That is a fascinating group. The thing about this one with Bakugo, honestly, he's the most clearest, smartest that he's been in the entire series. Like, I was like, there's something he did in the back half of this, I was kind of like, yo, Bakugo has changed. And I just realized how smart and educated and how well-versed he really, truly is. And it's at this point now, I'm just like, I can't wait to see what happens next. And I think that this is not one you really want to miss. I definitely would recommend you go and checking out movie 3. If you are a longtime My Hero Academia fan, but in general, like, you just want to see a good action anime, I think this is something that you're really going to get behind. Now, does this tie into where they're going to season 6? And does this tie anything with season 5? I think so, but I don't want to spoil any of that. I just wanted to give you guys my clear, concise thoughts. The voice acting was good. The score was great. The animation was still really good. The action moments specifically. But I think that's all I can say for now without going into too much spoilers. But definitely go and check out my season 5 review that's about to be posted very soon as well. Keep it locked. JVS Wing Stop plus Ultra.